just to sit away, oh, just to sit away. I can't wait another day, I think I'm giving in. I love to hold you tight, oh, be with you tonight. That still won't make it right, 'cause I belong to thee. Oh, way down deep inside, I know that it's all wrong. Your eyes keep tempting me, and I never was that strong. Devil's got me now, oh, gone and got me now. I can't find him anyhow, I think he's gonna win. Heaven's just to sit away, oh, just to sit away. Heaven help me when I sin, I think I'm giving in. Oh, way down deep inside, I know that it's all wrong. Your eyes keep tempting me, and I never was that strong. Devil's got me now, oh, gone and got me now. I can't find him anyhow, I think he's gonna win. Heaven's just to sit away, oh, just to sit away. Heaven help me when I sin, I think I'm giving in. Heaven's just to sit away, oh, just to sit away. I can't wait another day, I think I'm giving in. I love to hold you tight, oh, be with you tonight.
Cleveland, Tennessee, you're live here at Whoop Radio. Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. 99.9. You can tune in. You're going to have to Whoop Radio. You're going to have to tune in and listen to this and watch it live stream too, because we got some beautiful ladies in our studio this morning.
Man, oh man, don't we ever.
We do. And they're going to start breaking off a new show here, from my understanding. So we're going to have them.
You know how this came about, don't you, Tom? They listened to us, and then they said...
No, they told us what we were going to do.
No, they didn't
listen to us.
They listened to our show. They listened to our show, and then they said, hey, we can do that so much better.
That's right, and I believe they can. They're going to make a believer out of us today.
All right.
We're going to be live on the show here with
The
us.
Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom, special edition today on Saturday. We don't normally come in on Saturday.
We
Tom.
don't, but this will be playing on Friday. So,
well, it's live right now, too.
Friday or Monday. Probably Monday.
They're hearing us right now, and it's going to be replayed on Friday.
Friday or Monday. I'm not sure which one we're going to do yet.
Oh, well.
It'll be one or the other. So, you can catch it again for the second time.
Wow. I might just do that. I might live stream from Florida or wherever I am.
Well, I definitely will. I want to see it live stream on my side. So,
all right. Well,
sitting on the beach in an umbrella, my toes in the water.
Anyway, we got the ladies with us, the wifeys.
Hello.
Yeah, ladies.
Hello.
Jessa Miller, Jessica West, and Denise Cassida.
niece, Peach Cassidy.
Peaches. I think you've met these ladies before. Peaches and the Blonde Bomber.
Yep.
So
They go by.
Jessa.
So they call in. That's who we're talking
Yeah,
about.
Jessa hasn't gotten a nickname yet, so we'll have to work on that. But live stream, you can live stream right now, right this minute. We're live in studio right now, and live streaming and see these lovely ladies, and they've got some hats. I think to commemorate their first show, and also to talk about, I guess.
We are ready for the royal wedding.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, God.
Yay!
Here we go.
God save the
Queen.
well. God save me.
God save me. God save the Queen.
I mean, I just
Lady,
don't.
let's stand up so everybody can see us
I
on
just,
live stream. You're behind the mics. Everybody stand up and wave at everybody. Do the royal wave. How you do the wave. You can see they've got their hats on. What a wonderful.
Shoot me now.
So we're ready.
Shoot
we're
me
just
now.
doing this to give you guys ideas for when daughters get married.
Oh my word! I have 4 of those,
How much it's going to cost?
The pomp and circumstance, the pageantry. Oh my word!
Of which it was not today. They did some modern trends today.
It was quite lovely.
Some American.
Let's talk about
Some
that.
American takes
Did
today.
y'all watch it? Did you watch some of the royal wedding?
Shoot me.
Well,
now.
unfortunately, it came on at 5:30 in the morning.
I watched. Kelsey and I got up.
Some of us have a cat.
That's true. All the more reason to watch the royal wedding.
Well, Barnabas wouldn't attend the wedding, so I boycotted the wedding. I'm not a fan of Megan.
Oh.
I am not. She is. She's not a fan of Donald Trump, and she says that she's proud to be a feminist. And I don't agree with her politics. And he wasn't invited to the wedding.
He wasn't
No
invited.
politicians were invited, though.
Oh, no
No
politics.
politicians
No
were
politicians.
invited.
But she's just said that she's so proud to be a feminist, and I don't agree with the whole feminist movement today. I don't think it is what it was, and I think that it's turned into, instead of being a pro-woman movement, it's an anti-man movement, and we love our men, so.
Here to that. Quite honestly, it's really taking women backwards. They've taken it so far, they're doing more damage than they are doing good for themselves.
Absolutely, yes.
If I were a man and I had an opportunity to hire a woman for a big position, I'd almost be scared these days because I don't want to be accused of anything, if I'm going to have to work closely with them, and, that's really taking us backwards.
It is. It's absolutely doing
And then
that.
there's the royal wedding.
But
And then there's the royal
But I'm
wedding.
still a Royals fan. I just think Harry could have done better.
Then there's Prince Harry, okay?
It was quite lovely, and, I
And
like
Princess
him.
Diana.
Yeah, Prince Harry with the red hair.
Well, and he
Yeah, I
has
can't
the,
wait till he goes
Oh,
gray.
there you go.
If you have true red hair, it's going to turn gray one of these
There was a
days.
ginger in the
I
crowd.
love a ginger. And he's such a good guy. Oh, my goodness. He does so much for the veterans.
Yes, and he did invite, and they did invite 1,200 commoners, and one of them was an ex-Marine. I don't know that he served with the Royal Marine, but he was in the audience.
Well, that was nice. And I still
There
love
were, there were some movie stars in the audience, too, wasn't it?
I have a hard time with that
Yes.
label, commoners. I mean, come on, folks.
I don't think they mean it in a derogatory way. It's
No.
just a way to describe those who are
It's
not.
the same way
members of the
Obama
royal
looked at
family.
you, Jeff.
Hillary looked at me as a deplorable.
Yeah, sure, deplorable. What's worse, a deplorable or a commoner? I'd much rather be a commoner. But wasn't it so sweet when his dad handed Megan off to him and he looked at him and said, "Thank you, Paul."
Aw.
That brought a little
That's sweet.
tenderness, little reality, where it's not so royal, more like your own family. And it's just the little touches, I think, that she brought from America. They had almost a Baptist preacher where you thought they were going to pass an offering plate and make a altar call.
Wow. I didn't.
You should.
I have to
it's a
disclose
sermon.
I did not watch
It's a
it.
sermon to watch.
Definitely, Jeff. I did watch it. You do have to watch this because there's a different twist with this one, and you could see in the the royalty and stuff, they had their heads down. They were kind of like, they weren't used to this. This is like going from north, going down to a Baptist church and getting there, and really fire and brimstone's coming from that. Talking about love, doing different things, and, in a whole different manner, and talking from the heart. So, and actually, he actually spoke about Martin Luther King.
What did the Queen's face look like?
Well, it didn't show. I think.
No, she was fine. I mean, the others, they were kind of, you could tell they were in shock. They weren't used to this kind of a sermon in their church, much less a royal wedding.
A Southern sermon, I should say.
Well, I know that the Queen's husband has been ill, but was he able to attend?
He was there.
Oh,
He was there.
fantastic.
But I thought,
Miss
nobody
Markle's
walked
husband,
her down
Miss
the
Markle's
aisle. She
dad
walked-
couldn't be there though. He was sick.
Correct.
Was he sick or was he
I think there was a
selling
little
tabloids?
animosity
Well.
issue there as well, but I
Right.
think sick was the formal.
Flesh that out, ladies. Tell me
Yeah.
that. What do you
I think he
think?
was selling pictures to the tabloids and stories to the tabloids, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think
Trying
he
his
was.
tux on, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Well, I
In the
mean,
Bahamas?
What did he say?
Just had
making money off of
Yeah.
them because he had access, basically.
Oh, my.
practically her family was. They've kind of like thrown her under the bus trying to make a dime off the wedding. But,
yeah, her brother was saying some really cruel
and her
things.
sister wrote a book about how she'd be a really mean princess.
Oh, my word.
Although she's not a princess, she's a duchess.
Duchess.
Right.
A duchess of Sussex.
Now, the other one is a princess, right? Because
No.
she's not
a
a princess
duchess.
either.
No, she's a duchess, yeah.
They can't ever be princesses.
Yeah,
That's
so she had no family there other
that's
than
a
her
fairy
mother.
tale.
Well,
Oh.
if he becomes king, will she be a princess then?
Good question. I'm not sure.
I think that, is it that if you are the one with the royal bloodline, you get the princess title? No, because it was Princess Diana.
Right.
So, I'm
She
not
was a
sure.
Maybe if you're next in line.
That's why I thought perhaps that
Oh, yeah.
Kate, is it Katie or Kate?
Middleton.
Kate.
Kate Middleton. Yes, I thought she was a princess.
And she's caught some slack for wearing pale yellow.
Oh,
Being
the
close,
nerve.
yeah, so close to
Oh,
the bride,
good. Oh, my
wearing
goodness.
a pale color.
I think her and the bride get along quite well.
But what do you think? The queen finally let someone that was divorced get married into the royal family. That's been
That's
such
right.
a,
Meghan is divorced.
a taboo. You know, she didn't let her sister get married to the love of her life, and other people either were denounced from the royal family or just
Well,
The times
just
they
didn't
are
marry who they
changing. The
love.
times are
You know what they
changing.
say about grandparents? They're a little bit slack with their grandkids. Where
Apparently.
they
Now, wait a minute there. Now, wait a minute. Don't bring Sammy Whammy into this conversation, my grandchild. But think about it, ladies.
Has to point.
Think about
Tommy
this.
Wommy.
Yeah, Tommy Wommy. Think about this, ladies. And this is really a high point for young ladies in America and all out the world that they can have a dream. A dream is that one day they can marry a prince like this. And it kind of broke some barriers in doing that. What's your thought on that?
I hope that that's not the dream that maybe is carrying because
No,
there aren't that many princes to be had. I like for children to have a dream over something they can control.
Okay, how about a professional golfer, Jordan Speed? I know Jeff is wanting him as a son-in-law some
Yes.
kind of way.
Yeah,
on that part,
he
so-
is. He just doesn't know it yet.
The fairy tales,
Not fairy
the fairy
tales,
tales. It gives the
yeah.
fairy tales, and the
Yeah.
mothers can tell these fairy tales about, like the ugly duckling. You go through a process, and then how beautiful it comes out at the end.
I know something you'll appreciate. Did you see Elton John? He was not happy.
I'm telling you right
He had
now,
a
I didn't
frown
see.
on his
I didn't
face
see
the
one
whole
thing
entire-
about this whole thing. I'm just.
Well, he
You're killing
performed.
me.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe of you guys
My
that.
house doesn't get up and take his breakfast until 7 o'clock, and that's my cat. So he takes breakfast at 7, and that's when I get
Royalties at 7, right?
Now, is that the upstairs breakfast or the downstairs breakfast?
He has upstairs breakfast first, and then downstairs breakfast. So
And
if it's been
approximately
out
how
more than-
long, yes, can that sit out before he needs refreshing
No longer
breakfast?
than 20 minutes.
So,
20 to 30, yeah.
Sir Elton John, he's been dubbed.
Knighted.
He's been knighted by
Yeah.
the Queen. Sir Elton John, what was he unhappy about?
I don't think he liked the American flair on the wedding.
Ooh.
Well, he's one to judge Flair. Yes.
Now they did sing some song. They sung a song in the back when what was that song, Jeff?
Stand by Me.
Stand by Me. They sung Stand by Me in the back. So it was something that never.
Sir Elton didn't like that.
Yeah, it was an African American choir. They sang a cappella. They sang Stand by Me and This Little Light of Mine. And at the end, they sang Amen.
So
It was
did
just
Sir Elton not like the Christian part of the wedding?
He had a frown on his face the whole entire time. They kept panning the camera over to him, and he didn't look. Maybe that was just a facelift
Yeah, perhaps.
or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but he didn't look very happy.
Well, he was very close with Diana, and I wonder if he was just thinking that he wished that she was there, maybe, like
Could be, but
missing
they-
her. And
Remember
They
he did
did.
the song for her.
They did
England's
carry a lot of her into the wedding. The
Nice.
diamonds were taken from her engagement ring. The flowers were her favorite flowers. So Megan did carry a lot of her
That's sweet.
into the wedding.
We want to invite you to join the conversation about the royal wedding with the wifeys here. Come on, call in 614-5553. I know there's some ladies out there or gentlemen that would like to chime in on this topic. 614-5553. Join the conversation. We're live right now in studio, Whoop FM 99.9. And this is a special edition of the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. And we have our wifeys along, and they're going to have their own show coming
Yeah,
up.
they're going to
soon.
kick off their own show. And let's go to the song here, Jeff, and we'll come back. We'll ask them what their name is going to be and what time and what their thoughts
We're
are.
putting them on the spot. I don't
We
know if they're
are.
going to like that.
Well, they've talked about it. So they've had 3 weeks, almost a month to talk about it. So we'll put them on the spot.
I don't think they have a name yet.
All right. Here's some City Opera here with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And here we go. We got girls in the studio this morning having fun, so call in. If you got something out there on your mind, question for them, 614-5553. That's 614-5553. After the song.
In the morning, like my mother said, when you gonna live your life right? Oh, mama, dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun.
girls want to have fun,
Fun.
Cyndi Lauper,
Cyndi
you're
Lauper
listening to a special edition of the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom this morning. We're Saturday morning live, but we're going to be replaying this show on Friday or Monday, Memorial Day, one of those 2 days.
Yeah.
But it's a special edition on a couple of occasions because, number one, we're in studio doing our show when we normally don't do this. We're normally Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
From 7 to 8.
7 to 8 in the morning, so that's when the Morning Jive regularly airs. So that's number one. Number two, we have in-studio guests. Our wifeys are here.
Yeah, and they want to do a show.
They're going to promote their own show.
And friend.
we're gonna-
Feels like a wifey.
Yeah. Well, Kenny West is a great dear friend of ours, and his wifey, Jessica West, is also here.
I'll say the ladies in the studio, they have
The
an
ladies.
urge to do their own show. And let's ask them about that, Jeff. What the
Yeah.
show's going to be called, what time, and what date they're going to have it.
Tell us about this new show.
Well, we're going to be the Morning Mimosas.
Oh!
Sweet, juicy, with a little bit of a kick.
We're going to be talking about current events, things that are going on, hot topics, and it'll have a little feminine flair.
Our husbands.
Oh,
my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Believe me. We'll tell you what really happens at home.
Oh, I don't know
We're
about
going to
this
have a
stuff.
lot of fun and a lot of laughs, and I think it'll just be overall a good mood and a good time.
So
Yeah.
when is this show going to air, and what time and what day?
We're going to be on Thursdays at 8:30 in the morning, right after the morning jive. Will be the new overtime.
Oh, from 8:30 till 9:30ish or something like
Correct.
that? Okay, great. Good stuff. A new show coming up on Whoop FM.
There you go. We got
The Morning Mimosas.
Morning Mimosas with the ladies. Ladies of
Hey,
Clee Vegas, I'd just say.
we happened on something the other day for Mother's Day. We were at a brunch and saw the table next to us had mimosas with grapefruit juice instead of orange juice. Has anybody ever tried that?
Oh, we got them with cranberry juice.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a poinsettia.
Yeah,
I think
that's a
they call it.
poinsettia.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they call a grapefruit juice mimosa, but that's what the table next to us is.
Delicious.
Absolutely.
After a picture of those.
You call for another one. That's what you do.
Daniel, if you're listening to this, you're going to make sure you got to have some orange juice, some champagne on the cooler in here for these ladies, okay, on Thursday mornings.
And grapefruit juice. Wow. Okay. All right. What else about the show? Tell us a little more. You got me intrigued.
Well, we want to
Being
keep
on the
it.
spot.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun if you know everything that's coming.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I think we'll just talk about events as they happen, what's in the news, what's trending.
And we love to talk about politics, too, so we'll give you the women's point of view.
Absolutely.
Well,
I get really fired up when it comes to politics.
Are we going to have a fashion edition of that, too, where we can talk about ladies and how they're fashion, what kind of hats and how they're dressing and these events they go to? Will y'all get into that a little bit?
Of course we will. It's whatever's trending.
Well, you know, we say we're introducing them, but the audience really
They're
already knows.
introducing us.
They
That's what
already
they're
know
doing,
these
yeah.
people because they're regular callers to the Morning Jive. We've got Peaches and the Blonde Bomber. So they may want to redefine themselves on their own show, but that's the nickname that they have on the Morning Jive.
That's it.
Jessa's not gotten a nickname yet. I'll just call her the wifey.
You need to start calling me princess.
Oh,
There you go,
The
Princess.
royal wedding.
There's going to be a royal wedding at home when you get home.
and I'm going to dub thee.
A royal spanking when you get home.
I dub thee, I dub thee, I dub thee. There you are, little princess.
Now, this is off subject a little bit, but sort of on topic. I know Jeff said he doesn't acknowledge royalty,
I don't.
but Tucker wanted the 23andMe Ancestry DNA for Christmas.
Oh.
So we got him that. And it said on his mitochondrial DNA, which means on my side, I have a common ancestor with Marie Antoinette.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
So I would like Jeff to acknowledge royalty.
Yes, on your knees, on your knees.
What I was going to say is he also, like, it breaks down your DNA. So we find out he's 5% African. He is 8% Native American. He has French, German, Irish, Hispanic. I mean, this whole mix. And I just think
So he's all inclusive.
he's all inclusive. And I think if everybody did this, it would help bring us together. I just think if everybody could see that really we're all the same. We're
truly in a melting pot over here.
We're all ethnic.
Jessica, you left out one person. That's a piano man. What about him? He's not in there.
Oh, I don't.
No, there's none of that DNA in there.
Kid, that's a punch
Kenny.
punch at you.
Well, wifey there, she got me one of those tests, and I did mine, and I was Scandinavian. I had always heard that I was German and French. The Millers were from Germany, and the Lillards, which my mother was a Lillard, she came from France, is what I had always been told. But come to find out, and that's true. I mean, I guess we migrated from those countries, but before that, we were Scandinavian.
So no more leaderhorns.
Oh.
Is that what you call the little short outfit?
Oh, I don't know about
Can
that.
you carry
German.
14 beers at once?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was an eye-opener for me.
So
And,
no more beer maid costumes for you. That's over.
No
German.
costumes. No German there. Scandinavian. Not sure what the Vikings wear, but
the French maid costume will work, though.
oh wow.
That's not Scandinavian.
Well, I said the Lillards came through France, Scandinavia via France.
I'd like to know if there is a French housekeeper anywhere that wears that. Anyway,
Hazard.
Happy Halloween.
yes.
Not at my house. If I ever have a housekeeper, she's going to have a wart. She's going to wear scrubs.
Amen to that.
Jessa lost a bet one time, so.
It wasn't overly flattering.
Oh, I liked it.
Well, Jeff, I'm gonna have to get it done on my side. You've intrigued me to do mine. I want to see what I am because there again, I said that before, Irish and Spanish. So,
Yeah.
Well, here we go. We got my side part's going to tell our listeners exactly who I am and what I am. There you go.
Push that in my face.
I think that might be private.
I was just going to mention that your nephew has children that are hemophiliacs, and supposedly that is a bloodline, that's a royal bloodline from Shannon.
Again, Jeff, you might need to change your way.
Yeah.
Prince of Shannon.
That's Shannon Cassidy after Chris Cassidy, who's my nephew.
Yeah.
His wife. It is. You're exactly right. It's a royal bloodline on that.
Chris is running for school board.
Yes, he is. We'll have him in the studio.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, Chris, and people think that I'm running, so you might want to make that Chris a little larger.
Wow. Well, and have you heard, ladies, that they're using this genealogy, the websites, to solve crimes now? Cold case crimes are being solved through the genealogy website.
Oh, I had not heard that.
And medical issues, too.
Yeah.
They're going back to see if you,
Oh, yeah.
if certain heritages have certain diseases that, that might run in your family. And
Yeah.
they're using it for that, too.
Well, there was a double homicide up in the upper northwest, Oregon or Washington State, I think, and they took some DNA. This is a decade ago or longer, and they took some DNA from the crime scene where the lady and her boyfriend were killed, and they run it down, and even if you've not done the genealogy test, someone in your family has, so they run they use the DNA from the crime scene, and then they use the DNA from the genealogy websites, and they ran it back to second cousins, and then that lets them narrow their focus of their investigation. They reopened the investigation and started looking at the second cousins of who they had in the website, and they came upon this guy that was in the same place at the same time, and then they took his DNA, and it was a perfect match for the crime scene DNA. So,
Oh, wow.
So now we got to move, Tom.
So remember when you did that?
I'm tired of moving to state.
he just got elected.
I'm not moving because of that.
It's bound to be a scandal if someone's elected.
Oh, me. Okay. Well, what else, ladies? You guys are making me laugh.
Well, I hope we have a lot of laughs in the studio when we do our own show, and that it just gives people something fun to do in the morning. And
Well, let's talk about graduation. We had a lot of graduations.
Yay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to two.
Thursday night was
Walker Valley.
Last
And-
night was Cleveland.
Walker Valley was inside, and even though it was inside, it was packed. It was crowded, but it's good to see all those people out there to support their kids that are graduating. I mean, it doesn't have to just be relatives; it could be friends. And
Well, that new arena is perfect for a graduation. I thought that.
Cleveland's was very nice.
Cleveland's
yeah.
and the sound system for the choir. I think they might need to hone that down or hone that in just a little bit more. But otherwise, it was just perfect, and they had it well organized and well structured. I thought it was great.
I thought it was a little different than the other ones I've been to.
Was it?
The other ones are a little more pomp and circumstance, more
Yeah.
ceremonial, and these kids were all kind of laid back and into it. And
Yeah, they cheered for each other, you know, and so they tell you something, you know, not to cheer or whatever, but they cheered for each other. They give a standing O for some of the people that spoke and everything. What about that speaker, Byerly? What did you think about that?
I've heard a couple of liberal speeches this weekend at graduations. I don't know.
But how he delivered it, he was
He's
just
a very good speaker. Very good speaker.
he had no
Very-
notes, no teleprompters.
No, very careful.
And used his voice inflection very well. I mean, he had it. It was memorized, but he didn't act like it was memorized. I mean, he just did a great
They
job.
had a speaker like that at Walker Valley. It was their student body president that
Mm-hmm.
they gave theirs, and he had the whole crowd on their feet. The kids were cheering. He had them chanting, and
Was it a liberal speech or was it more?
no, it was more of just in support of school.
Yeah.
And,
Here we are, kind of thing. Here we
yeah,
go.
here we are. Here we go.
That's great.
So are you going to, is it Bradley's tonight?
Bradley's
It was
is
today.
right now.
Right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably about over with.
Yeah.
It started at 9 o'clock this morning. It's a
Gotcha.
Saturday morning. Like I said, we're in the studios taping
Yeah.
live. So
Well, that's good. We got a lot of new graduates in this town.
Just think over
Yeah.
what 300 at each school.
Wowee.
Crazy talk.
That's
Now they wake up today and wonder what next.
yeah. I know when I graduated, that was like the most that had graduated at Bradley.
Yeah. Well, ours the year before you was the largest class, and then I guess you
Yeah,
guys
and then we
topped us.
And we topped y'all.
We had the governor come in and give our commencement address.
Wow.
Governor Alexander came in.
Speaking of the governor, he was here in Cleveland yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Governor Haslam. He was here for a special occasion. Before we leave graduations, though, I wanted to... Jessica Kyle's going to graduate next year? Or
next year,
Okay.
yes. He'll
And
be
then Tucker
senior
comes
next year.
along, what, 2 or 3 years from
Tucker
now?
will be a sophomore going into
Okay.
next year.
All right,
so
great.
yeah,
So we're not done.
not done.
No.
Not done.
You've got a lot to look forward to.
well, let's divvy in a little bit about this school shooting. This happened in Santa Fe. What's your thoughts on that? You know, as being a mother
I was
side.
on the high. Now,
Scary.
Yeah, being a mother, what's your thoughts on school safety in schools? You know, we've shared our views as husbands, but how about y'all's?
Well, it's a scary topic that, no one likes to think about, but I'm a big proponent of arming any teacher that wants to
They
conceal
promote that
carry.
in Texas, you know.
And I mean, what
Well-
happened yesterday was a tragedy, but I feel it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
You
A
know?
good guy with a gun stopped a bad guy with a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
And any teacher that feels comfortable and is willing to go through the concealed carry class, I think absolutely
Go for
should
it.
be allowed to carry.
I agree.
And I certainly don't think we should compel them to do it, but if they want to do it, they should do it. And and that sets the precedent
some-
that any child considering going into a school and doing something crazy has no idea who's armed and who's not.
Right. If you know if there's guns there, you're less likely to go in
Absolutely.
with the gun.
And each classroom should have a sign, our teachers carry guns. And then, everybody knows, and they don't know which ones do and which ones don't. And then
Yeah.
it's sort of just
I
like,
agree. I think that these kids that do it, they're mentally disturbed, but they're not so disturbed that they go in and shoot up a police station. They're going for someplace
Well-
that's like a gun-free
Where
zone.
people are vulnerable.
And I feel like that we've tried the gun-free zones. That's not working. And I think there has to be a conversation about solutions other than taking away people's guns, taking away the rights of law-abiding people.
Well, I have an issue with everybody claiming there's some mental illness. I mean, I understand kids are bullied, but who here wasn't bullied when they were in school?
Tom bullied me.
He bullied me, but he got in my hair, he pushed me off the bus. I mean, I didn't kill him.
That was showing my love to you, babe. My love.
That's how boys flirt with girls.
I think, and I'm not saying that, people shouldn't bully, but I'm thinking we're raising a bunch of kids who are like, I mean, let some things roll off your back. And if you can't let it roll off your back, I mean, I was taught, if somebody bullies you, stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up and defend yourself and say something back. You don't have to go get a gun. Use your voice. I mean, I'm just amazed about how things annoy people or it gets under their skin where they turn to violence to take care of it.
I agree.
Well, and we've gone from stand up for yourself to come in this safe area and hug a teddy
And when
bear
you're crying
and
closet,
color,
I mean, really.
all this nonsense. You know, I mean, it's just,
Trump won the election. I need a hug.
I can't take my test because Trump won the election, or what, you know. And you know, another thing, Eleanor Roosevelt, a quote by her, and I always love this. It says, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent."
Oh.
So,
That's a very good
you know, we need to teach our children that, Bob the bully over here is saying nasty things to you, but if it's affecting you, then you're consenting to that. You're letting that get to you. You're making what he says matters. And we need to move away from that.
I was bullied in school, in elementary school, by a person that still lives here in town, and I see them on a regular basis. I don't know if they remembered that they bullied me, but, to this day I'm thinking, I think I got the upper hand because you're everything that you used to bully me about. So things have a way of turning out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, I didn't, stood up to this person in elementary school. I mean, I'm not saying bullying is right or wrong, but I think you just can't cower down and we just let our kids have so many excuses.
Well, what do you think about this coverage that gets given to these shootings? I mean, you turn on Fox and it's like all just constant coverage. Every one of the shows is just talking about the shooting and giving so much attention to the shooter. And is that not what they're looking for? Is that kind of attention?
Yes, don't say their name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't say what they done. He copied the pulling the fire alarm thing from the other guy.
You're live on the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. Good morning, caller.
You guys are lost, aren't you?
Hey, we are lost. We're just in here just having a good time.
Well, I just happened to turn my radio on. I was kind of confused. I told my brother, I bet it's recording.
Well, we're in here recording for when we're going to be off, but we just decided to go ahead and do it live at the same time. And we've got the Morning Mimosas in here with us. They're going to branch out and get their own show on Thursday mornings at 8:30.
What do you think?
You got two lovely ladies in there, and
Three.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah, you can't Jess is wearing green. You can't see her. She's invisible.
She's shirtless this morning.
Morning mimosas are coming in topless.
for myself, and I did, but I don't advise it for all people, but it works. But, I wish all of our schools would, it's up to the teachers, I guess, put a stop to it. I don't know who, but I don't think our schools should allow bullying. That's my opinion.
Well, no, I mean, we should stop it every chance you get, every time that you can, but,
there's so many tragedies. I remember here a couple months ago down in Mississippi that a child hung himself or herself in the garage because of bullying at school. And it goes on, even with social media, it's bullying on that. I think it was a child in Polk County that took their life because of that. So the social media is a strong tool to really, where you don't have to face people, but they can all attack you. And you're sitting quietly by yourself, and you're hearing all these negative thoughts. So you get these things that you're not worth living, and they do.
Bullet,
It's sad.
did you get bullied when you were young?
I was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I can recall being bullied. I was bullied.
Ladies, supposed to have their show.
They're going to have their show on Thursdays at 8:30.
8:30.
The Morning Mimosas.
Morning mimosas, so you have to listen in. It's a ladies' reflection on politics and fashion and a lot of different things. So we're looking forward to.
Well, I try to stay out of politics as much as I can, but, you know. I mean, I'm getting where I don't like watching TV anymore because every time you turn it on, you talk about Mueller this, Mueller that, and I'm getting tired of that.
Here.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
All right, guys, I just thought I'd call in. I didn't know. I told my brother I thought it was a tape program, but you're live, I guess.
We're live right now, and they're going to replay it. It's going to be an encore performance coming up either Friday or Memorial Day, whatever.
Well, Jeff and Tom, it's good talking to you this morning. You tell your ladies I'll be listening to them.
All right,
Appreciate
good deal.
it.
You got a
you.
regular already, guys.
Woohoo! Our first official listener.
Thank you, Bullet. All right, and you can join the conversation, 614-5553. If you're hearing us right now, we're live in studio, and you can call in and talk to us live. Now, we will replay this show. We're Saturday morning right now. If you're listening to this on any other day other than Saturday morning, then we're not here. But we're live in studio right now, so you can call in and join the conversation at 614-5553. That's 614-5553.
All right, Jeff, let's go a little bit more. This is what the ladies picked out.
She could
Little
be
Madonna.
She could be a major
Material Girl, here we go.
The biggest star in the universe right now as we
Is this
speak.
Material
Don't look at the
Girl?
set. The director's got all kinds of things. The director's hot.
This is
He's here.
it.
He's here.
This is
He's gonna
it.
be
It's
doing
the
all kinds of
video,
things. He's
so
gonna change the
okay.
color
You
of the
played the
set. Like,
video
so
of
you
the
can barely
day.
get
Yeah,
from
that's
blue or
fine.
change
Okay.
anything, George. He touches one thing, he's gone. I swear. He's history. I want to meet her. You got it. Anytime. Name the place. Name anywhere, any street. You got it. Now.
Yeah, he's still after me. He just gave me a necklace. I don't know, I think it's real diamonds. Yeah, he thinks he can impress me by giving me expensive gifts. It's nice though. You want it?
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me. I think they're okay. If they don't give me proper credit, I just walk away. They can beg and they can plead, but they can't see the light. That's right. 'Cause the boy with the cold hard cash is always Mr. Right. When we are
Sing it, girl.
That's my theme song.
Yes, he's still after me.
That means if she's living in a material world, so am I, Tom.
It's all about the materials that you have.
Current Madonna, not so much. 80s Madonna.
Pre-Madonna, 80s Madonna.
Not current Madonna.
There you go. There you go, Jeff. A little bit of
Material
ladies. We got the
girl.
ladies in the studio this morning. And, ladies, you want to tell us a little bit about the show, about the listeners, to give you a plug right now for you to talk about the show and when you're going to do it and what the show's name is.
Well, it's going to be Morning Mimosas. We're going to be 8:30 in the morning on Thursdays, right after the Morning Jive.
Yeah, Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom right now, 99.9. Call in and talk to the ladies this morning. Get to know them a little better. 614-5553. 614-5553.
Well, Jeff, we're coming up on the top of the hour. We still got about 7 minutes to go. And, ladies, anything other topics we want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I have something I want to say. It's about this whole Donald Trump calling, they said he called illegal immigrants animals. And I've been seeing it all over Facebook. And then even after the press comes out and says, okay, we made a mistake. He was talking about this gang, MS-13. Instead of apologizing to our president, they decided that they would take this opportunity to, well, let's just go ahead and expand on that.
Double down,
yeah. Are criminals really animals? And isn't it cruel to call someone an animal? And I've been really bothered by that because some of the things that they do when they twist what he says is not as blatant as this, but I do think that there are people that are worse than animals. And I think MS-13 is, and I think a lot of the liberals are. I think anybody that can decide that it's okay to end a pregnancy the day before the child is born, that's an animal as well. But I also wanted to say that we're all animals in this country, and some of us are sheep, and some of us are lions. And I feel like it's time for the lions to stop letting the sheep lead us.
So what do you think about Trump taking away funding from Planned Parenthood?
How he's taking the funding from Planned Parenthood?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we are funding Planned Parenthood.
I don't either, really.
I cannot wrap my head
don't
around
know
why we are funding Planned Parenthood.
Well, they
It's
say it's for all
unbelievable.
women's health care because of all the mammograms.
Well, here's
and
a few
screenings
stats
and-
for you.
Such hooey.
Here's a few stats for you. 160 abortions for every one adoption referral comes from Planned Parenthood.
Wow.
They perform 324,000 abortions per year. They have done 0 mammograms in the last year. And they have $500 million per year in taxpayer funds that are given.
That's
to
not
them.
planning. That's ending parenthood.
Exactly. I just paid a couple $100 for a mammogram. I should have called Planned Parenthood and seen if I could get an appointment for one because I'm sure that I couldn't. And maybe next time I'll try to see if I can go down to Planned Parenthood and get a mammogram.
Well, that's the Democrats' way of scaring women into thinking they're going to lose their rights over their body, which they do not. And all that they're saying is we don't want to pay for the abortion side anymore.
The other side of that is Planned Parenthood donates huge amounts of money to Democratic campaigns. Why are we funding somebody if they have enough money to make donations to Democratic campaigns and liberal campaigns? Then why do they need funding if they
Right.
can, or is the government just giving them money, then they give
To
it back to the
recycle it,
liberals?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you need to go back and read the history on Planned Parenthood. I'm not going to talk about it on the radio, but if you really go back and see how Planned Parenthood started, you really would.
Well, I'll
It's
say it.
genocide.
This is still the morning
And-
job with
and
Jeff
the-
and Tom, and
yeah.
I'll say it. It was started to exterminate the African American race.
absolutely
It
did.
was. It exactly was, if you go back and look at it.
That's what the founder of Planned Parenthood said her goal was to
Exactly.
exterminate the African American race.
Yep.
And there you go. That's the truth. You can Google it if you want
Yep.
to.
That's
But we're not
Morning
comparing
Jive.
them to Hitler.
Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. You heard it here, and you will hear it.
Here's a thought. Why doesn't Congress just pass a law that says that all MS-13 members cannot have guns. Why don't they pass the law? To say that.
Why? Because what they do, they use knives. It's like they stabbed a lady. They stabbed a lady
Tom,
100 times.
they use guns.
No, they stabbed a lady 100 times, cut her head off, and cut her heart out.
Well, let's pass a law. They can't have
But
knives
we can't
either.
call them animals. We can't call them animals, okay? It just, that's not what they're called, animals, all right? They can do that, but they're not, Sarah Huckabee, she said, right. I think it needs a lot worse. I think they're worse than animals. You act in that manner, just like you said. I mean, it's not what you need to do.
Well, that's why I say, there's some things that are really, it's not fair to the animals to say that. I mean, you look at.
Yeah, he insulted animals, perhaps.
Well, I mean,
Animals don't treat their own that.
No, I've seen stray dogs that look like they're starving, but they have these pups and they're starving to death because they're still trying to feed these pups. They don't abandon their young. They certainly don't go and kill them. So I'm like, some things are worse.
Heavy topics. The Morning Mimosa is not afraid of heavy topics, so you can say that right now.
I have another topic.
Oh, let's
What do
hear
you think
it.
about the leak of the private conversation between
Oh,
McCain?
Oh, well,
McCain is in rare form here lately.
Yes.
My word.
This is news to me. Tell me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's an aide. It was a private conversation, and they leaked out. They were talking about needing a vote for McCain, I believe, and somebody
Oh, yeah. Okay.
said that he's dying anyway. Don't know how they said it. Probably didn't say it in a mean context, and I'm sure they took it out of context when they leaked it. But to me, that's a private conversation. I mean, I can say things to you that I would never go out here, in the public square and say to anyone else.
Yeah, we say stuff off the cuff all the time.
Everybody does.
And I understand. Yeah, I had heard that one. I thought McCain had said something that got leaked.
No, but he has said quite a bit lately for no apparent reason.
Yes.
I mean, the whole, I regret choosing Sarah Palin. What purpose does that serve? McCain's not going to run again.
We only voted for him because
we can't go back in time.
Sarah Palin.
how many in this
Exactly.
voted? You voted for because of Sarah Palin. I voted for because of Sarah
Now,
Palin.
wait a minute. You voted for him because Sarah Palin, and I didn't tell you to vote that way.
Yeah.
That's right, Hillary. I voted for the woman.
You heard it here live. Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom.
We've lost control, Tom.
No. When you married, we lost control, okay?
No, that's a joke because we never had control. But about McCain, did you hear the latest polls? First of all, Trump is a 50% approval rate across the country, and that's just amazing with all that's been going on. But the same people, Rasmussen, that did that poll, have polled and said that 62% of Republican voters think McCain should resign office before May the 30th.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And the key there, May the 30th, will give them time to put someone on the ballot in August and November. And if you wait past May the 30th, they'll have to have a special election that would be after the normal election in November. But
And I don't think McCain will do it because he
part of the
hates
swamp.
Trump more than
He's
he
part of the
loves his
swamp.
country.
Yeah, he's part of the swamp.
he's part of the swamp, huh? That's what they said. And McCain, the same people that say that President Trump has a 50% approval rating, said that McCain has a 52% disapproval rating.
I believe it.
And a man on his deathbed that has that kind of sentiments toward him, I think that's just sad, and he brought that on himself, I have to say.
He did.
Well, it's sad that he's going to, leave this earth with that kind of hate in his heart.
That is the real crime
And that,
up there.
we probably should pray for him. I think it really says a lot about how much he hates our president that he'll hang on to this seat just to tie up this vote and just to hold things up all the way until he dies. I mean, that's really sad that he's holding on to that much hate.
Doesn't sound like a
Selfish.
patriot to me.
Oh, well.
Well, Jeff had brought a good point up on that. The city council, when we had the public council peoples out, there was some support about, them stepping off of council because they weren't representing their people like they should.
Well,
so this is the same way.
There's some similarity, but there's a lot of difference too, because those people always intended to come back. It's been reported that John McCain knows that he will never step foot back in the Senate chamber again. He knows that he's not going to come back, but he wants to hold the office and not resign, even knowing that he's never coming back. And I think that's a huge difference. The councilmen that were ill and sick, they were working their way to health, and they, knew they wanted to come back, and they came back. And
we got a lot of pushback from the community that they need representation on council. So
I understand,
and I understand. I'm with you. I've got I feel for people who are going through things in their life that they can't control, and health issues. I think I've got a soft spot in my heart. So if they're working towards that, and if they can improve, which they have, both of them are back on council, very active at this point. So I think the right choice was made.
But Jessica makes an excellent point. I hope and pray, I do pray, that John McCain does not die a bitter man. I hope that he will just let loose of whatever he's holding there and be free, totally free, when he parts this life. Yeah.
Such a better time for him just to enjoy being with his family and time with his family.
Absolutely.
And I would think that even if I was working a job that I was completely happy with my boss in, that if I was that close and that sick, I would just want to be with my family.
I agree, 100% agree. And I'd take all that campaign cash and probably take a big trip somewhere. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. I wouldn't break any laws.
But Jeff, we've just finished another hour. We're on overtime, matter of fact. So you want to carry us out of here? Ladies, y'all want to carry us out? Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom this morning.
Good morning, ladies. Thanks so much for coming in. You're going to have the morning mimosas coming in on Thursdays at 8:30. They're going to have their own show from 8:30 to 9:30. They'll be here to talk about all kinds of things and play a little music and do a little laughing, and hopefully they won't talk about us too much, Tom.
No promises.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it.
Special edition of the Morning Jive. We'll be back Monday morning at 7 a.m.
Here we go. Carry it out, ladies. Who we got here?
Shania Twain.
Let's go, girl.
I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibitions, make no conditions. Get a little out of line. I ain't gonna act politically correct. I only wanna have a good time. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. Oh, they're totally crazy. Forget them later. Men in short skirts. We go wild and doing that in style. Get in the action, feel the attraction. Cover my head, do what I dare. Wanna be free, yeah. Feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. Girls need a break tonight. I'm gonna take the chance to get out on the town. We don't need romance, we only wanna dance. We're gonna let our head down. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. We're totally crazy. Forget them later. Men in short skirts. We go wild and doing that in style. Get in the action, feel the attraction. Cover my head, do what I dare. Wanna be free, yeah. Feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. I feel like a woman.